Declaration of Independence, because that's on the back of a $2 bill. It's beautiful engraving. I know because I went to the U.S. Mint once when I was a kid in D.C., and I bought a whole sheet. In fact, it's somewhere around here. I need to get it framed. And it came in a red tube of $2 bills that they were selling as one sheet uncut. And I guess I can get arrested for that. I bought it at the U.S. Mint. But, see, I digress in these stories. And he had been teaching the Cub Scouts about it. And he was showing it to them, if memory serves. And then he had some left. He'd been handing them out, teaching about the Declaration of Independence. So he went in to buy something at Best Buy, and they said, this is illegal. This isn't real. And the managers and all of them were so stupid. I would have just walked out, but the security guard blocked him, that they thought it was illegal. And the cops were so ignorant. That's what's so dangerous about the public's not even so much evil. They're just dumb, ignorant morons. Not just the police. The general public are just dangerously stupid. And he went to jail. He went to jail. In fact, you guys found the article. We put it up. Man arrested, cuffed after using $2 bills. Best Buy customer on being jailed. At this point, I'm a mass murderer. And let me see if I was right about the Cub Scouts. Let's see how good my memory is. That is from, what year is that from? 2005. So see, I said 6 years ago. It's actually like 7. See if I'm right about the Cub Scout thing. I know it was some youth deal about the Declaration of Independence. But the point is that this is what America is, where they're just constantly looking for something. I see articles where parents get arrested because their child gets a sunburn. I mean, then everybody's parents would have been arrested when I was growing up. It's just any excuse to throw the book at the public, but then meanwhile, the Justice Department can ship guns into Mexico. Okay, so there's that article, Infowars.com, Tennessee man arrested and in prison for using cash. Read the whole story. It is crazy. There's another story, Victims of Communism Day. And communists have killed almost 200 million people in the last 100 years. This is not, that's non-military deaths. This is a very dangerous group. You know, when I see a swastika, I feel threatened by it and know it's a symbol of a lot of death under its belt. But nothing like communist. And it's they got all these restaurants in town with communist signs out front. All the trendies go there, and they've got Mao restaurants everywhere. And you see all these yuppies that are into communism. Are you into getting put in a collectivist barn and working like a slave? And having people in black uniforms rape your wife if they feel like it? I mean, you people are just begging to be enslaved. So we've got that. Let me just run through some more, and I'm going to your calls. I'll get into the whole bin Laden thing next hour. In the third hour, I'm going to play the amazing video Luke Radowski got. Obama Information Czar confronted over banned conspiracy theories paper. And he sits there and plays stupid and says, I don't remember writing that, even though it's been a huge national controversy. They've talked about he may not be able to be Supreme Court Justice. Obama says he's going to probably nominate him at the next vacancy. And he just says, I don't remember that. So incredible footage and audio of that coming up. There's this story I saw yesterday and didn't cover, and I meant to get one of my writers to write on it more, but WorldNet Daily, of course, picked it up. It's the Pilot newspaper out of Norfolk, Virginia. And they don't even say to the second page that it was black on white crime. A beating at church in Brambleton. And the story is, for 2 weeks, the paper refused to report on whites in their cars being attacked by hundreds of young black people. And this is happening all over the country. It's epidemic. And the police, when they complained and went for help, were told, shut up and get back in your car. We're not going to help you. What do you want us to do? And the paper agonized over even reporting on this happening. Now, again, my issue is this is very dangerous. The globalists want to foster this so it boils up and gets really big. The Justice Department tried to cause race wars, as you know. NBC edited the tape of Trayvon Martin, regardless of whatever you think, if he was right or wrong, towards Zimmerman. The point is, the Justice Department had fomenters in there. The media tried to push this to get us fighting with each other. And now the media feels like they can report on it because the youths are bragging on Facebook about it. And some are saying, it's not very nice to beat up white people, some black folks. And they're saying, oh, yeah, well, they deserve it because of Trayvon. And so what's going to happen is the average yuppie that's self-loathing and everything is now going to start not being racist, but fearing all black people. And this will not be good for black folks socioeconomically. It won't be good for anybody. But that's what the globalists want. They want to keep you on their poverty pimp reservations, and they want, through the culture, the hip-hop, all of it, to sell that it's cool to talk bad about white people. And young punk white kids may get intimidated by that and go grovel at the feet of it. But most people go, well, I mean, I don't hate somebody because of the color of their skin, but wow, I better look out. And this is socio-economic divide and conquer going on. And it goes on, many blacks beat white couple media bury attack. The outrage in Norfolk, Virginia today after a white couple was attacked by dozens of black teenagers, and the local newspaper did not report on the incident for 2 weeks despite the victims being reporters for the paper. Oh, yeah, I forgot that. These are reporters at the paper. and the only reason it is being reported now is because they are reporters down the road, and the people that did it bragged about it. But it's happening all the time now, reportedly. There in that town alone and all over the country, at fairs and other events. And it's like, oh, there's some white people, they deserve to be beat up and robbed. You know what? It's a good thing that it wasn't somebody like me. And, of course, it always happens in little enclaves of yuppiedom. I guess that's what... I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you attack, say, 1 or 2 cars, it's about a 50-50 chance that people are packing. And they go to the shooting range every week. And they're going to, and then it'll be another race war. Because if you're being attacked and beat up and you shoot somebody, oh my gosh, another devil whitey did this. And then whites get paranoid. And then some innocent people are going to get killed. I mean, I'm not looking forward to a race war. The feds are really trying to start one. So they can come in and attack the Second Amendment. Just like they ship guns into Mexico to create total bedlam and thousands of dead down there and hundreds of dead here, including 6 law enforcement officers. Conservatively. 3 police, 3 border patrol. You better believe there's not big parades for them. It's kept down low when cops get killed by the Fed guns. So it just goes over all of it. Yeah, I forgot that little part about how they were reporters for the paper. Okay, and we've got our own article on that at Infowars.com as well. Again, this is in the Hill. Ethics watchdog asks FCC to revoke Fox broadcasting license. Okay, how can the government revoke somebody's license? I don't like that. Can we revoke somebody's license for shipping guns into Mexico or giving Solandra $500 million that never built anything? Or can we get a watchdog on Obama shutting down power plants not owned by GE to increase their profits? Can I get a watchdog on all the terrorists Obama was financed by in Chicago and the Chicago Mafia? Oh, I'm sorry, the Justice Department's part of that. DHS again to release bacteria in Boston subway. They say it's safe, but we've looked into it. It's been known to cause spontaneous abortions in mammal species. I know that from the last time we caught him doing it over Oklahoma. Paul doesn't have that in his article. Something else fell through the cracks I need to tell him about. We got a bunch of other news. It's all coming up in the second and third hour. Let's go to your calls so we get to some of those. Brad, Aaron, Stephen, Tom, Roy, and others. Brad in Idaho, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hey, long-time listener and disseminator of your work, and I really appreciate you. Me and my kids pray for you every day and your crew. My question to you is concerning something. It's a pure of heart question. It seems to me like, what would Abraham Lincoln have done? Should he just have let the South secede from the Union? And the question also would be like Hugo Chavez. It seems like a hard war to deal with that these guys are in.
Well, I mean, Hugo Chavez is power-grabbing, giving people's businesses to his buddies. I mean, it's on record. I mean, like 5-6 years ago, he was saying no to the Pan-American Union. I'm like, oh, well, that's good. But he's definitely gotten worse and worse. That's what happens when somebody stays in and basically gerrymanders things and manipulates things to stay in power. As for the Civil War, that is an incredibly complex question. The British were manipulating the South, but using real grievances of the North that had written the tariffs to hurt the agrarian South, not the industrial North. But then the British put troops in Canada. They tried to menace both sides. So that's a very complex issue. All I know is Abraham Lincoln said over and over again that it wasn't about slavery. He did that near the end of the war. It was all about tariffs and Western expansion. The British did want to break up the Union. So it's a complex issue from many different sides. His cardinal sin was issuing U.S. money, not banker debt-backed money, but actual government fiat money to finance things. So I appreciate your call, and thank you for your prayers, my friend. Steve in Florida, you're on the air.
Hey, good afternoon, Alice. Hey, wanted to say, first of all, you were mentioning earlier about how you're always, referring to the globalists and their agenda by referring to the Easter Bunny. You might want to change that to the what we call the truth fairy, because that's what they're putting forth, a fairy tale that they're calling the truth, but it really isn't.
No, I hear you. My point is, I was just saying, they killed bin Laden, threw him in the ocean, might as well be the Loch Ness Monster, the Easter Bunny. I mean, it's that stupid. And then we're like, you're known liars, but I'm supposed to just believe whatever you say. I mean, it just suspends logic to just mindlessly go along with it. And then they just call you a conspiracy theorist if you don't trust people. I mean, take all the thousands of chemical and biological and radiological tests that have killed U.S. servicemen and others that this so-called government's done, just to test and see if they could get government scientists and doctors to do it. Now they want to release a bacteria they say is safe in the Boston subway, and we're like, how do we even know that's the bacteria? I mean, again, these are bad people. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, along those lines, about people believing lies, I was talking to a neighbor the other day here, and, we were talking about the whole situation of what's going on with America and the direction it's going. And anyway, I got into mentioning about 9/11 being an inside job, and of course she automatically labeled me as a nutcase and said, of course she listens to Rush Limbaugh every day. And I said, oh, you mean the poster child for the neocons that puts forth all this propaganda because he's paid so much? I said, I mentioned Alex Jones and Infowars.com. No, I'm not going to listen to him. If you want, I said, why? Have you ever, listened to him or checked out any of his
Just stay there. I want to hear how this story ends, and then more calls, and then we're going to unravel the story of Osama bin Laden and the ridiculous fairy tale. Sick of the globalist, eugenicist, control freak. Bloody British in a town in New Orleans. Okay, let's go back to your calls. During the break, I was talking to John Bound in there, and he said, it is crazy that we lie to our kids. We're taught, tell them Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, all of this is real. And then people sit there and lie to their children. People will get mad if you tell your children Santa Claus isn't real, and then they tell other children. I've had parents say, come on, don't tell your kids that. They're telling, friends that Santa Claus isn't real. And I'm just like, I'm not lying to my children and telling them that Santa Claus is real. I mean, I'm not doing it when they were really little. And I just can't believe, and I'm a conspiracy theorist because I don't believe in Santa Claus.